Overnight, coronavirus cases passing the 18 million mark worldwide. What the White House task force says we need to do to mitigate the spread.
Plus, talks will resume today to pass another economic relief bill. Why efforts to pass the package had stalled over the weekend.
And the rain is moving out and cooler air is going to usher in for the next couple of days. I'll have that forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us on this August 3rd. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Breaking overnight, there are now more than 18 million confirmed cases of the coronavirus worldwide.
This just 4 days after the world hit 17 million cases.
So in the U.S., we've confirmed now more than 4.6 million cases. Nearly 155,000 people have died, but the CDC is predicting that number to rise, saying up to 11,000 people will die every week this month, with the pandemic entering a new phase.
What we're seeing today is different from March and April. It is extraordinarily widespread.
That is Dr. Deborah Birx there. She is the White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator. She says it will take everyone working together to help get this virus under control, and that how many lives the virus claims by the end of the year will depend on how states accelerate and maintain efforts to curb the spread.
In Wisconsin, cases remain on the rise this morning. 869 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours, along with one death. 9.5% of tests came back positive in the past day. The state's all-time total now nearing 55,000 cases. 80% of those cases are recovered. 954 people have died.
A new study shows when it comes to caring for patients, current personal protective equipment standards aren't enough to keep doctors and nurses safe. Researchers from King's College in London say even with gloves, gowns, and masks, healthcare workers are still 3 times more likely to catch the virus compared to the public. For minority healthcare workers, the risk is even greater, at 5 times more likely to contract the virus. Previous studies estimate that healthcare workers account for up to 20% of all of COVID-19 cases.
UW Health is looking into new ways to help protect those frontline healthcare workers. A new prevention research study seeks to reduce the spread of the virus by using antiseptics to stop infections in the mouth and the nose. UW Health says the treatment has already been pretty effective in lab settings.
We don't know fully if it works for COVID-19. So that's why it has to be studied to find out if it works, because then if it works, we have an additional option to combat this virus.
Researchers at UW are currently looking for frontline healthcare workers around Wisconsin to participate in the next trial phase. They say if it's successful, the preventative treatment could be expanded past just the healthcare community.
The Ho-Chunk Nation is investigating the source of multiple COVID-19 cases among Ho-Chunk gaming employees. 5 cases were reported at 2 gaming locations in the Wisconsin Dells and Wittenberg. Now, in a Facebook post, Nation representatives say even though those employees didn't have close contact with the public, extra safety precautions like entry screening and increased testing are now in place. Talks to pass another pandemic stimulus package will resume on Capitol Hill today. Talks over the weekend stalled. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer sat down with the Treasury Secretary and the White House Chief of Staff. They said it was productive, but they're still not close to an agreement. One major sticking point is the extension of federal unemployment plans, which ended on Friday. Those Democrats there in Washington, they want the payments to continue. Republicans suggest smaller weekly payments based on income levels.
Lowe's is giving away $55 million in grants to small businesses that are struggling during the pandemic. The home improvement chain is providing those funds through a nonprofit called the Local Initiative Support Corporation. $30 million will go toward women and minority-owned businesses. The rest will support those in rural communities. Applications for those grants are due today. Trader Joe's now says it won't be getting rid of some products that people are deeming racist. More than 5,000 petitioners had wanted Trader Joe's to do away with some of their branding, like Trader Jose, Trader Ming's, and San Joe. About a week ago, it sounded like that was going to happen. A spokesperson said the packaging was missing the mark and implied it wouldn't be around much longer. Then, customers who liked the labels and some conservative pundits started voicing support for them. Now Trader Joe says it doesn't think the names are racist, and it won't be changing them.
August is Black Business Month. To celebrate, the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce is encouraging people to support locally owned black businesses. Group representatives say for many black entrepreneurs, accessing the capital they need to sustain and grow their business can often be challenging. According to a new survey by the National Black Chamber, 3 in 4 black business owners say they've experienced some form of racism when starting a business. Local chapter president Camille Carter says these obstacles are only made worse by the pandemic.
Revenues are low and cash flow is low and tight. Those problems are even more personified for businesses that are really trying to resurge and relaunch. And it's just a very difficult pathway for Black businesses to be successful.
The Madison Black Chamber of Commerce is currently organizing its 5th annual Black Restaurant Week, set to begin on August 16th. The event will promote almost 50 food service professionals in the Dane County area.
6:05 right now. Hattie is enjoying vacation this week, so meteorologist Aaron White is with us this morning. In some areas looking like in the 40s, Black River Falls 48 degrees this morning.
No, it definitely is really chilly. We got a nice taste of fall coming our way for today and even for the next couple of days, in fact, as temperatures are on that cool side. Like you mentioned, Black River Falls at 48 degrees. We're down to 53 in the Dells and Lone Rock, 50 in Boscobel, and holding on to 46 in Madison, 56 in Madison, 59 in Janesville. And as we look at Doppler radar, we did have some showers that moved through last night and into the early hours of this morning. Those are now over Lake Michigan, but some areas did actually see some decent rainfall amounts, more over towards Milwaukee. That was where some heavier rainfall fell yesterday afternoon into last night. About 5 inches in Milwaukee, some very heavy rainfall. Flash flooding was reported. Amounts did taper off further to the west. Madison at the airport, about 1/2 inch. Middleton, just under 1/10 of an inch. And Mineral Point, about 4/100 of an inch that fell yesterday. Now we are dry. There is still a chance of a couple spotty showers coming in for today. Overall, though, it's going to be on the cool side. 57 at 7 a.m., 66 at noon, and closing in on a high near 71 later on today. And as we look at future track, you will see that northerly wind that's going to usher in that cooler air. Temperatures warming up slowly into the middle 60s by around lunchtime. With more sunshine further to the west, I think Boscobel could hit 70 degrees by about lunchtime, and then warming up into the upper 60s and lower 70s. Depending on how much cloud cover we have this afternoon, that's going to dictate our highs. We may be stuck in the upper 60s for some of us later on today, and it's going to stay cool as we go into tomorrow. Tonight, though, temperatures dropping down into the 40s and lower 50s, and then back in the 60s and lower 70s for tomorrow. So for today, high around 71, mostly cloudy, a few peaks of sunshine this afternoon, and our extended forecast showing those temperatures warming up back as we go towards midweek. 76 on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday, and we do get back into the 80s, more summer-like, more August-like weather by the weekend.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Developing right now, Madison police are once again investigating multiple shots fired calls overnight. The first reports came in just before 10 o'clock. A caller told police they heard about 10 gunshots on Wheeler Road. That's near Blackhawk Middle School. Officers searched the area and found one shell casing. No injuries or property damage was reported there. The second call came in from the mobile gas station on East Wash just after 2 o'clock this morning. Police say multiple cars and people were seen fleeing the area. Officers found 3 spent shell casings and 3 live rounds and damage to a gas pump. No injuries were reported there yet. Police took video evidence from the gas station and are still investigating this morning. If you had any information on these incidents, call Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
There is an active silver alert out this morning for 2 sisters. Jean Allen and Elaine Roscom were last seen around 11 yesterday morning in Black Creek, Brown County, when Jean picked up Elaine to go for a drive. Elaine is 86 years old with gray ear-length hair. She's wearing black jeans and a gray long-sleeve shirt with flowers on it. Jean is 85 with brown shoulder-length hair. Both sisters are just over 5 feet tall. They're driving a 2009 white Hyundai Sonata. Anyone with information is asked to call the Brown County Sheriff's Office.
More positive COVID tests in the NFL over the weekend. The Philadelphia Eagles say head coach Doug Peterson has tested positive. According to a statement from the team, Peterson is asymptomatic and is doing well in quarantine. Detroit Lions QB Matthew Stafford finding himself on the reserve COVID list. Unclear, though, if Stafford tested positive for the virus or if he's isolating after coming in contact with someone who was positive. The Packers' reserve COVID roster empty right now. Head coach Matt LaFleur told us that he is really emphasizing health and safety, not just to the players, but everyone in the building. He says they're being extremely cautious right now and that some players haven't even made it to the building yet.
The Brewers are hoping to be out in the field today for a delayed home opener. The team's weekend home series against the St. Louis Cardinals had to be postponed after several members of the Cardinals tested positive for COVID-19. The Brewers will now play the Chicago White Sox at home tonight if everything goes according to plan. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10, but you won't see Lorenzo Cain or Ryan Braun on the field. Cain decided to opt out of the rest of the season over coronavirus concerns, forfeiting the rest of his salary for the year. Braun is on the injured list with an infected finger.
6:09 right now, and taking a look at the roads right now. Let's take a look at your traffic this morning. The Beltline is looking so far so good. We are still seeing some slowdowns in and around downtown. If you are hopping on the Beltline from the interstate and heading west, just a couple of slowdowns near Stoughton Road, but you should be smooth sailing after that. That is your first warn traffic.
All right, 6:10 now, and coming up, the president says he still plans to ban TikTok, but a major tech company is stepping in to try and save the app.
And the USDA says they now know what kind of seeds have been mysteriously showing up in people's mailboxes here in the U.S. The latest on unsolicited packages from China, that is coming up when News 3 Now this morning returns.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
What do you think of when you hear custom built in the USA? Superior quality, skilled craftsmanship, built to last? At Renewal by Andersen, our windows are custom built in the USA. That's something each and every one of us is proud of. We're proud of what we do, and we're proud of where we do it. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranty starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah. New customer? What's the deal?
Unlimited data, just $30 a month.
I love that. But what's the deal with the signal? It works everywhere. I'm like sub-level Z of this parking garage, and it still works. It's crazy.
Sir, you're going into signal shock, very common with new customers. Just breathe with me, okay? Unlimited data. Strong signal.
Strong signal.
All for $30 a month.
U.S. Cellular.
Choose fair.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
She was the most welcoming person you could ever imagine. Her home was the safe place. It was difficult to comprehend how quickly everything kind of spiraled downwards. We didn't even know that she had COVID till a week later in her passing. The president made a huge mistake in downplaying this virus. There was a lack of leadership, a lack of responsibility, and the lack of resources. I felt like our elderly have not been a priority for this administration, that they don't matter. And I feel like my grandmother didn't matter. The last time I saw my grandmother, we weren't going to be allowed in the hospital. We asked if we could video chat her, and everyone could say a little something. We gathered as a family, we prayed. But the fact that she was alone, it just breaks my heart.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at Herzing.
Welcome back at 6:13. Breaking overnight within the last 2 hours, we've learned one person is in the hospital this morning after a fire at a West Side apartment complex. It happened on North High Point Road, just off of Old Sauk, around 12:30 this morning. The Madison Fire Department says it started in an apartment in the upper levels of the building. One person who was in the unit where the fire started was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. MFD says automatic sprinklers were able to put it out, but not without some minor damage. We're told 3 residents were were displaced. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
The 1st Marine Expeditionary Force is calling off the search for 8 service members feared dead following a training accident off the coast of Southern California. Officials concluded the mission following an extensive 40-hour search and rescue effort after last Thursday's accident. Authorities say a crew of 16 was performing routine exercises in an amphibious vehicle when it started taking on water. In addition to the 8 missing service members, 1 Marine was reported dead. 2 others are injured.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture says it has now identified some of those mysterious seeds that came from China. It says they've identified 14 varieties of seeds in the packages. USDA says they're anything from fruits, veggies, herbs, flowers, and other common plants. They still advise, though, that if you get one of these packages of seeds, to keep them and then contact authorities. The USDA is currently working with the FBI and DHS to identify any possible risks connected to those packages.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says President Trump still plans to take action against TikTok. The White House is reportedly reviewing whether a ban is possible. The president has threatened to get rid of the Chinese video app in the U.S. amid national security concerns. Some Democrats are also in favor of that move.
His comments come after reports that Microsoft is in talks to buy TikTok. In a blog post Sunday, Microsoft promises a complete security review if it does take over the platform. The company would then own and operate TikTok in the U.S., Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Well, you can now buy merchandise from the 2017 Fire Festival fraud in the Bahamas. Listen to this. The U.S. Marshals are auctioning off hats, shirts, wristbands, and other branded items like what you see on your screen here from the festival. Proceeds are going to go to the victims of that $26 million scam. Some items, like the hats, are selling for 20 times the original price, too. Back in 2017, Fire Festival tickets sold for thousands of dollars to the supposedly luxurious event in the Bahamas. Instead, ticket holders found an underdeveloped island with poorly constructed tents.
Developing this morning, nearly 8,000 people are out of their homes right now as the Apple fire continues to burn across Southern California. It is day 4 of that fire, and the flames continue to spread over more than 20,000 acres. 1,200 firefighters have been working since Friday to push the flames away from homes. They say the fire is now 5% contained and is believed to have originated as 3 separate fires. So far, at least 1 home has been destroyed. And happening now, Florida is cleaning up after a brush with Tropical Storm Isaias. Strong winds and heavy rain hit parts of the state's east coast. The storm is now moving north over the Atlantic towards the Carolinas, where it's expected to regain hurricane strength. Meteorologist Aaron White has been tracking this from the very beginning, and quite a storm yet down there, Aaron.
It certainly is, as we see that off the coast of Florida right now, and it is moving to the north and northeast. It still is a very strong tropical storm. You can see that deep convection, all that darker red showing up right there. It is strengthening just a little bit, so it does have potential of regaining that hurricane strength, maybe a minimal Category 1 hurricane with winds sustained at 75 miles per hour later on this afternoon as it continues that track to the north and northeast. And it is likely to make landfall either in South Carolina, North Carolina, right around Myrtle Beach as it continues with a strong tropical storm strength of 70 miles per hour, and it's going to continue up the east coast, eventually impacting areas in New England with some heavy rainfall, very strong winds as well. So that's going to be the big story for the next couple of days. Out in the Atlantic, there is another area of possible development. Really doesn't look likely, but in any case, it is going to stay out in the Atlantic and not really impact any land over the course of the next couple of days. Back here at home, though, we got some cool temperatures in the forecast. Right now, we are into the 50s, and that's going to be the big story for the next couple of days. Very fall-like weather expected for today and tomorrow before we see a nice little warm-up as we go into the weekend.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. 6:18 now. States across the country are trying to put out a new strategy for paying for road repairs, taxing electric vehicles. But Consumer Reports shows why that might not be the best solution.
In May of 2018, Andy Morris decided he had enough of paying for gas. His solution? Go fully electric. He bought a used 2018 Nissan Leaf and ever since hasn't had to pay a penny for gas.
The amount of range that I do have, up to 150 miles, I'm able to do about 99.9% of my driving within that range.
Because Andy no longer pays for gas, he also no longer has to pay taxes on gas, which funds about 30% of state road repairs in the U.S. And As the number of electric cars rises, many state legislatures have found a way to keep electric vehicle owners on the hook for the cost of road repairs, charge them extra fees. Andy's home state of Virginia is one of them. When he registered his vehicle last year, he was hit with a $64 fee just for driving an all-electric car.
I was absolutely surprised.
Andy may have gotten off easy. Take Ohio, where electric car drivers will soon be paying 36% more in fees than what the average motorist pays in gas taxes. It's an approach Consumer Reports finds ineffective and unfair.
Electric vehicles are not the reason that states are struggling to pay for roads. In fact, even if electric vehicles really took off and were much more popular, they would still only contribute about 1% of the needed funding.
And a new Consumer Reports analysis shows that by 2025, as many as 27 states could tax electric vehicle drivers even more than what the average driver will pay in gas taxes. Even with these added funds from electric car owners, CR says it still won't make a dent in what's needed for road repair.
Really, the problem has to do more with states not raising gas taxes to keep up with inflation.
As for Andy Morris, he'll continue to drive his Nissan Leaf, hoping the fees won't get any higher.
So Consumer Reports says all electric cars can dramatically reduce maintenance and fuel costs, not to mention lower emissions and pollution.
20 minutes past 6 o'clock and still ahead for us on this Monday morning. The Waunakee School District is considering a change for its back-to-school plans, what the start of classes could look like for the district.
Also coming up in the next half hour, a career's worth of experience crammed into a short time for Madison's interim police chief. We'll go one-on-one with Vic Wall.
It is 6:20. Stay with us. News 3 Now this morning. We'll be back after the break.
I'm possible at Herzing.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
For 45 years, Affordable Dentures and Implants has created affordable access to dental care.
And we're proud to have helped millions of people improve their smiles.
Our number one priority is always being the health and the well-being of our patients and staff.
So, we're taking extra precautions to welcome you to a safe and clean environment.
Because we want you to go
ahead and smile.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. We can't wait to see you.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
The Leadership Development Program is designed for people who at some point intend to become supervisors. It would open the doors for you for a lot of different types of positions where you're going to have people reporting to you. The number one reason I would say students should come to Blackhawk Tech is that they're going to get a great education from great instructors who understand, make the learning more applicable to them, a real quality education at a very reasonable cost.
Help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, so I'm sharing a little piece of my vacation with you guys this morning. Here's a picture of my morning a couple of days ago.
This is an incredible picture, and you seem very brave for just even attempting to be where you're at right now. So tell us where you are right now and what's going on.
Okay, I should first apologize if I'm giving anyone a fear of heights by just showing this picture, because that is a drop-off.
You look like you're about 1.5 miles in the air.
Man, we are high up. This is off the Going to the Sun Road at Glacier National Park, the Highline Trail. It is just crazy high. I got my parents out on here. They did so well. Zach and I were more afraid than they were, to be honest. And you can see there, the trail gets as narrow as one person.
That is scary.
So if you come across somebody else, one of you's going off the cliff, or you got to sort of like mosey around each other.
So you're a tough gal, Leah. Was this scary or terrifying for you in the least?
It was certainly a little bit.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
at the start of the trailhead, there's a sign for a missing person. So you know that this is a dangerous trail. So we didn't see any animals, though.
You are not easily shaken or frightened.
We're just happy you didn't get eaten by a bear.
You know, everybody was so concerned I was going to put peanut butter all over my tent or something. I don't know what you guys think.
Because you love peanut butter so much, that's why.
Zach, while we were out there, was like, Leah, don't rub any peanut butter on your pants, because we were eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Because that's something you do, is rub peanut butter on your pants.
Let me just cover myself with peanut butter. So yes, no bear incidents.
Well, Leah, we're happy to have you back. And guess what, guys? There's a new job posting online that's maybe got some of us considering a career change this morning. A Virginia-based brewery is offering $20,000 in free beer for someone to hike the Appalachian Trail next summer. Let's do it. I'd even hike for that. The company's chief hiking officer will track 2,000 miles across 14 states, which will take place in about 5 to 8 months. Company posting the job says it's meant to encourage some restorative time outdoors and give someone a chance to slow down and enjoy their time.
Whatever you do, don't spill that beer on your pants. Might have a bear coming at you.
That's a good way to enjoy a hike, though.
Oh, seriously.
Have a beer, right?
Yeah, and a good morning for it, too, Aaron.
Yeah, it certainly is. We have temperatures into the 40s and 50s across the area. That's going to be the story for the next couple of days. We'll warm up into the 60s to right around 71 degrees later on today.
Thanks, Aaron. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Summer savings is on now at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 3.9% for 84 months or $204 per month on a John Deere XUV 835M. Get a John Deere now during summer savings and
powered up with Sloan's. Save big money in your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Update your curb appeal with Ideal Door. This Walnut Designer Series garage door can transform the look of your home instantly. Just $674.99 after 11% off. This Defender storage shed from Suncast has a durable resin construction and is perfect for storing outdoor equipment. Right now, it's just $659 after 11% off. Start saving today with 11% off everything now at Menards. Save big money at Menards.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place, and every couple of months, we have a store-wide sale. Stop in this week for 25% off Monday through Saturday. Stop pain, reduce stress, get deeper sleep, and find your healthy place with natural supplements. Stock up on all your favorite supplements this week with 25% off through Saturday. My mission is to impact, empower, and educate you. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At SHOPKO Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're SHOPKO Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in? Would your answer be about mutual funds and money markets? Or would it be mutual relationships and farmers markets? Maybe both. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. And with the right guidance, it can afford you a life rich in meaning and gratitude. By gaining financial clarity today, you can thrive with purpose tomorrow. To learn more, text THRIVE to 484848 or visit Thrivent.com.
Summer savings is on now at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 3.9% for 84 months or $204 per month on a John Deere XUV 835M. Get a John Deere now during summer savings and powered up with Sloan.
School send-offs. We're going to tell you how many students and staff could bring COVID-19 into the classroom when they return this fall.
And the cooler air is moving in. I'll have your first warn forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Leah is back. Hopefully you had a chance to see some of her gorgeous pictures from your trip to Glacier.
Yeah, hopefully you guys recognize me. I've been gone for about 10 days. Yeah, gorgeous pictures that don't tell the whole story, though, because I'm coming back. I had a great time, but I'm coming back with bug bites on like every inch of my body.
You said the bugs are worse there than they are here?
They were so bad there. We were covering ourselves with like that off deep wood stuff with the really high deep percentage, and they were still coming at us like
aggressive.
Hives. Oh, it was aggressive.
Very aggressive. Post some more pictures on Facebook.
I will. Come check them out. It was a great trip.
All right.
Well, we have some breaking news to get to this morning. There are now more than 18 million cases of coronavirus worldwide. Just 4 days ago, we had broken 17 million. The U.S. makes up more than a quarter of those cases, with right around 4.6 million. Health experts at Johns Hopkins University say the U.S. is not on course when it comes to getting the pandemic under control. If we continue on our current trajectory, the CDC predicts up to 11,000 Americans will die every week this month. Researchers at MIT suggest a reset in the national strategy is needed. They say the piecemeal strategy currently in place simply isn't working.
With the increases, many experts are pushing for a national shutdown. The Federal Reserve's top official says a really hard 4 to 6 week lockdown would help the U.S. economy and get our case count down. He tells CBS News doing this would allow our testing and our contract tracing to keep up with new cases. Otherwise, he says, we'll just have a raging virus spreading throughout the country with local lockdowns for the next 2 years. He also predicts there will be many more small and big businesses filing for bankruptcy, leading to a slower recovery for everyone. We'll get a better sense of how businesses are faring when July's jobs report comes out on Thursday.
Developing right now at 6:31, we're entering the third day of Governor Evers' statewide mask mandate, but it might not last too much longer. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald says Senate Republicans are ready to strike down the mask mandate, but he's not promising the legislature would vote to kill the order. As of this morning, there's nothing on the Senate's calendar for today, but that could easily change if he calls the Senate to convene. We'll be keeping an eye on this story as it develops this morning to see if the Senate will convene to challenge the order.
As we get closer to a potential vaccine for COVID-19, health experts warn hopes might be too high. The Washington Post reports when a vaccine is approved for distribution, it will mark a beginning, not an end. It could take months, maybe even years, to get the vaccine to enough people to make the world safe again. For folks who opt to get the shot as soon as it becomes available, protection would still take a couple of weeks to build up. In the meantime, experts say you shouldn't forget about the current recommendations to keep yourself and your family safe. Those are social distancing, wearing a mask, and washing your hands.
As many schools in our area prepare to welcome students back in the next few weeks, we're learning more about what the risk looks like here and across the country. On your screen, we have data from the New York Times that shows estimated numbers of infected people who will show up to schools within the first week of reopening. The risk nationally is much greater to the south, but here in Wisconsin, you can see what the risk is. For schools with 500 kids in Dane County, anywhere from 1 to 3 people would be expected to show up within the first week. Those people with the virus. In Rock County, it looks about the same. In Jefferson County, that is up to as many as 5 people with the virus during the first week. Greene County, however, is coming out at about 0 people this morning.
We are already seeing this play out in Indiana. A school there now activating their COVID-19 response plan after day 1, when a student tested positive on the first day of class. The junior high student was waiting on their test results when they went to class anyway. The school won't say exactly how many people have been exposed, but whoever had been in contact with the student wasn't there on Friday. The district superintendent says more families are now requesting to keep their kids home for virtual learning. The Waunakee Community School District is going to meet tonight to reconsider its back-to-school plans. Last week, the district school board had voted to follow an enhanced virtual learning plan that starts with online learning in the first quarter, then moves to a hybrid model in the second. The agenda for tonight's meeting, though, now includes a request to reconsider the decision because one of the board members had changed their mind on that all-virtual start. If any members do change their vote, the district could change to in-person or hybrid classes.
6:34 right now. Aaron White's in for Hattie this week. And Aaron, it's a little chilly out there this morning, and there's even cooler air on the way.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. I mean, we're down in the 50s. We might see 40s as we go towards tonight. So nice little taste of fall coming our way for the next couple of days, but it will warm back up as we get towards the weekend. So if you like the cooler weather, enjoy it today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. This morning, we are starting off in the 50s. We have 59 in Janesville, 56 in Madison, 53 in the Dells, 51 in Camp Douglas, and 50 almost into the upper 40s in Viroqua. And going through today, we are going to see those temperatures warming up. Now, yesterday and last night, we had some rain that moved across the area. That is now pushing to the east. You can see it moving to the east over Lake Michigan now. And there is still a chance we could see a spotty shower today, but I think most of us are going to stay dry. But look at some of these rainfall reports. Over in Milwaukee, almost 5 inches, some flash flooding was reported. The amounts did taper off as you go further to the west back into our area. Almost 2/3 in Juneau. We had Madison at the airport about 1/2 inch, and then amounts did taper off even more back towards Middleton, just under 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. So amounts were pretty scattered, you could say, from the west side of Madison to the east side, with that higher total near the airport at just 1/2 inch. Now, as we look over downtown, we have a bit of cloud cover. That's going to be the story through at least most of the morning. I think some more peaks of sunshine coming in by the afternoon. High today, right around 71 degrees. And as we look at future track, you can see that cloud cover this morning. That's going to continue, especially for areas to the east. Now, if we do keep the cloud cover around a little bit longer, that's going to keep our high temperatures down into the upper 60s for today. Areas that see a little bit more sunshine, I think lower 70s will be a good bet for today, and that cooler weather is going to continue for at least another couple of days. Today, 60s and lower 70s. Look at tonight, though, dropping down into the 40s and lower 50s, so a very cool start to your Tuesday, and we do warm back up into the 60s to right around the lower 70s for the afternoon tomorrow. And our extended forecast showing that cooler weather continuing into the middle of the week. Sunny and 76 on Wednesday, 78 by Thursday. Showers and storms do return to the picture by the weekend, with highs back into the 80s and a little bit more humidity. So if you like the cool weather, enjoy it today, tomorrow, and Wednesday.
Are you a fall weather fan?
I like summer weather, actually.
Do you really?
I don't mind. It depends on the activity. If I'm going to go out running and stuff, I would like the cooler weather. But if I'm going to be at the pool, bring on the 80s.
Gotcha. All right, Aaron White, thank you. A downtown jewelry store will reopen today after looters damaged the State Street business back in May. Goodman's Jewelers posted on its Facebook page saying they appreciate the community's compassion and craftsmanship that helped them rebuild. Goodman's owners say the damage to the store estimated at right around $50,000. It was one of at least 75 buildings damaged or looted on and around State Street. At least one person is facing charges related to that break-in. Now, 2 months after those downtown protests began, we're hearing from Interim Police Chief Vic Wall on what a critical test it's been for him.
Yeah, when he took over last year, he said that it was his job to listen to everybody in the community and to hear all positions, even the ones he doesn't agree with. That is something that he believes he has accomplished. Well, there are certainly a lot of people, though, that have had a lot to say about how Madison police have handled the unrest. The chief and I recently talked about the past 2 months.
A lot of people are coming up to the officers.
2 months in Madison, a time filled with so many emotions. 2 months that started with demonstrators testing the limits of their right to protest. Officers taking the brunt of the frustrations, faced with the decision to react, engage, or let be. The accountability rests squarely on the shoulders of Madison's temporary police chief, who'd been on the job only a few months. It was a job Vic Wall didn't expect to take over.
I learned over the weekend that the chief was going to retire just like everybody else.
In a blog post, Chief Mike Koval abruptly resigned, while an assistant chief with nearly 30 years on the force was now in charge. What did you expect your time as interim chief to be like?
well, not like this, certainly. I feel like it's, sort of a decade's worth of experience crammed into 10 months so far.
During his first few months on the job, Wall was fighting City Hall for more funding for police officers. Everything changed on May 30th, when a day of peaceful protest turned into a night of chaos and destruction here on State Street. Chief Wall watched as fires were set, windows were smashed, and businesses looted. His officers were also targeted. 10 squad cars would ultimately be damaged or destroyed, including this one that burned out of control.
Watching that particular fire, I was concerned that some of the buildings were going to start on fire.
And they're advancing again.
Night after night, officers would march down State Street in riot gear. In 2 weeks, Wall's department would rack up more than $1 million in overtime. But it was the use of tear gas that brought perhaps the most criticism. Those tactics are now under independent review.
It's important that people just recognize that when we're faced with unprecedented levels of violence and property damage, we have an obligation to take some action, and we are constrained by the tools available to us.
A few weeks later, a different scenario. Protesters toppled statues at the Capitol, attacked a state senator, and firebombed the city-county building. This time, the police presence was different.
There was no, direction from anybody to stand down or to ignore behavior. There were times where officers intervened earlier in the evening as needed. And then you guys also.
When Wall took over as interim chief, he said he wouldn't apply for the job since he's a few years from retirement age. As he looks ahead, though, he knows the next hire is critical.
But it's certainly been a pretty stressful 10 months, not just for me. It's been stressful for everybody in the department. The officers are out doing the real hard work, the heavy lifting. I know, and they know the good work that they do every day and the difference and the contributions they make to our community. And unfortunately, those things in the current climate just aren't getting recognized.
Well, the Police and Fire Commission is currently in the process of searching for the next police chief. Maybe that'll happen before the end of the year. They're working on a timeline for that. But, Leah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that independent review that I mentioned there in the piece. It's being done by the University of Pennsylvania Law School. Now, I asked Wall if there was anything over the past 2 months that he would have done differently, and he knows that that report is going to come out with perhaps a few things that say that he should have done differently, or the department or his offers should have done differently. Yeah, he says there's no doubt that's going to happen. But this is definitely sparking a much larger conversation about use of force, specifically tear gas.
I think that conversation exactly about non-lethal weapons, less lethal weapons is going to be interesting coming out of that report, because city council members have called for the ban of tear gas in particular.
Yeah, some city council members are saying they want to see a study on what less lethal force looks like right now in the city, and some are just calling for a flat-out ban of tear gas. But Wall responded to that saying that, they have a limited number of options of what they can use when it comes to settling down crowds and trying to disperse crowds. And he says, hey, it's easy for folks at home to Monday morning quarterback this kind of stuff, but, they're forced to make real-time decisions with the resources that they have.
Yeah, we've seen some of his blog posts on that topic. Really insightful interview there, Chris. Nice job. Yeah.
All right, 6:42 right now. Let's take a look at your first one traffic on a Monday morning as we kick off another week. A look at Dane County. We are seeing some more traffic volume on Park Street and in and around downtown. Beltline looking so far so good. Looks like some delays on Highway 14 as you approach Janesville from the west. There's your major drive times, though. Everything in the green so far. Let's take a live look outside. Beautiful start out there, and some would call it a little fall-like as we kick off this first week of August. Aaron White will have some details on cooler temperatures coming up.
Plus, we're getting back to the basics here at News 3 Now with a new program to help you and your family balance those day-to-day stressors during this pandemic. Hear from a local doctor about how you and your family can stay healthier and happier. Next on News 3 Now this morning.
G&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
MG&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
On the next Live Before, our vegan chef joins us with a recipe for a salad with almond butter dressing.
And film critic Will Loper will be here to tell us what new movies and shows are now streaming.
Madison Magazine is recognizing amazing nurses for their courage and commitment during the COVID-19 pandemic. Go to madisonmagazine.com and nominate a nurse for going above and beyond the call of duty. Deadline for submissions is August 17.
When it comes to creating lifelong health, it's important for families to start early, but finding that balance between work and school and home life, it's tricky.
Amanda Quintana has some advice in this week's Time for Kids and information about the launch of a new project here at News 3 Now.
On top of the busyness of school and work, we're in a pandemic. That, along with other day-to-day stressors, makes staying healthy definitely not the first thing on your priority list, but it is so important. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are teaming up for Time for Kids Recipe for Health. It's a year-long campaign focused on the ingredients your family needs for happiness and well-being. When it comes to working towards healthier family habits, Dr. Dan Beardmore suggests getting back to the basics.
We cheat too often with junk food and treat too often with sweets and candies, and we go the easy route and go drive-through when eating better, staying well hydrated, and then setting your bedtime and getting your quality sleep. Those three things are so important.
He says doing those three things can prevent many of the illnesses affecting both children and adults. And your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being are also benefiting. By just doing those three things, Dr. Beardmore says a lot of the anxieties and worries that children are experiencing will decrease. As we all adjust to this new normal, we will continue to offer families realistic advice on how to work towards healthier family habits.
That was Amanda Quintana reporting.
Hey, not a bad day to take a healthy picnic outside. A little cool out there, Josh and Aaron.
Very nice, yeah.
It certainly is. I mean, we got temperatures down in the 50s this morning. It's going to be a nice little taste of fall for the next couple of days. As we look over Madison right now, we have a bit of cloud cover, but sunshine is going to return to the picture as we get towards later on this afternoon. Temperatures are going to be into the 60s later on today, starting off in the 50s, but nice taste of fall coming our way for today and tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, Aaron. Thank you. Hey, stick around. The morning sprint is coming up after we take a quick break.
But first, it is August 3rd. It's my mom's birthday, but it's also a birthday for Savannah and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Happy birthday, Mama Sprider.
Lucas 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Better get Mako.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hercules. I have been expecting you.
And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh!
How nice.
Of you.
But also
rather
stupid.
Mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
No, mine.
Mine.
Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Better get Mako.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Welcome back at 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We're following several new developments breaking overnight. First, a local teenager is missing once again within hours of being brought home safely. Madison police say Sadie Schrader was found last night and returned to her family, but just a few hours later, she ran away again. The 15-year-old originally ran away back on July 16th. Also breaking overnight, there's an active silver alert this morning for these sisters. Jean Allen and Elaine Roskin were last seen around 11 yesterday morning in Black Creek. Officials say Jean drove to Elaine's house to pick her up and go out driving, and they haven't been seen since. Elaine is 86 years old with gray hair. Jean is 85 with blue eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information should call Brown County Sheriff's Office 920-391-7450.
We could surpass 55,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin today. We currently have 54,963. We're seeing an upward trend, too, in the percentage of positive cases after a surge over the weekend. 9.5% of tests came back positive yesterday, up from 7% on Saturday. 18% of all cases are currently active.
A group of more than 250,000 people will gather this weekend at a motorcycle rally in South Dakota. The 80th annual Sturgis Rally could be the biggest gathering anywhere so far during the pandemic. A recent survey had asked residents of that city whether the rally should be postponed. 60% said yes, but struggling businesses pressured City Council to proceed anyway. The Department of Tourism there says rallygoers have spent $800 million at that event in past years.
Breaking news just into the alert center within the last half hour. At least 29 people are dead and 50 more hurt after an ISIS-claimed attack on a prison in Afghanistan. The prison holds hundreds of ISIS members, which some have escaped because of the attack and fighting that's followed. This comes as the U.S. and NATO forces continue to withdraw from the country.
Negotiations will pick back up today in Washington on the next coronavirus stimulus package. After productive meetings over the weekend, Democratic leaders in the White House are still far from a deal, though. A main sticking point of negotiations is the extension of the weekly federal unemployment payments. The last $600 payments went out last weekend.
Just into the newsroom within the last 10 minutes, President Trump is threatening to take the state of Nevada to court. It's in response to the state's overnight decision to mail voters their ballots for the November general election. The Reno Gazette-Journal reports the state's legislature passed the bill yesterday. It will guarantee every active registered voter will get a mail-in ballot for the election and any other election held during a statewide emergency declaration.
Breaking news within the last 20 minutes, 19-year-old rifleman Evan Bath of Oak Creek is one of the 8 troops missing and presumed dead in Southern California. The crew's landing craft sank during a training exercise last week. That search was just called off yesterday after officials determined there wasn't a good chance of finding any of them alive. One Marine has been found dead, 2 others found injured. 5 have been rescued.
Today marks 1 year since a shooter killed 23 people in an El Paso Walmart. The mass shooting is being treated as an act of domestic terrorism and a potential hate crime. The suspect reportedly wrote a racist anti-immigrant manifesto against the growing political power of Texas's Latinx community. Several memorials are planned tonight to honor the victims.
Well, you want to check your kitchen for some onions, red onions specifically. The FDA is linking onions to a multi-state outbreak of salmonella. 41 people in 31 states have gotten sick, including at least 5 in Wisconsin. California-based company is believed to be the source. Thompson International recalling now all varieties of its onions because of the risk of cross-contamination. The FDA is still investigating the outbreak.
Another recall you should know about: a number of frozen beef and chicken taquitos and chimichangas could potentially have plastic in them. USA Today reports the Department of Agriculture issued the alert this weekend. The problem is with Sun Valley Foods products that have diced green chilies. The plastic in these could be a choking hazard or cause damage to your teeth and gums. The recall includes products under the names Jose Olé, Casa Mamita, and Walmart's Great Value brand.
And we're starting this morning into the 50s, but we will warm up into the 60s to lower 70s later on this afternoon. Today's high right around 71 degrees, mostly cloudy, but a few peaks of sunshine coming our way this afternoon. And then our extended forecast showing more sunshine for Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs in the lower to middle 70s and then back to the 80s as we go into the weekend. So nice taste of fall the next couple of days.
Aaron, thank you so much. And thanks for joining us on your Monday, folks. We hope you have a great start to your week. I'm glad to be back. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.